Hey guys, welcome back. So in this session, we're going to look at something called custom routing using route tables in Azure networking. So I'm going to show you first the topology which I have set up for this particular experiment, for this particular lab test. So basically what I have over here is basically three different virtual machines, VM1, VM2, and a third virtual machine, which as you see, it's having a different nomenclature because it's supposed to be used as an appliance here, network virtual appliance, which will be basically doing the routing over here. But we'll not look at it as a router initially. Initially, what we're going to just see is how we're going to ping VM2 from VM1. Okay. Before that, let's look at the networking aspect of these VMs. So VM1, if you go to VM1 networking, so as we see here, it has a network interface attached to it, which is having Azure networking RG1 VNet, and of course it has a it has a public IP attached to it, and following are the network security group rules. Basically RDP has been enabled because we would need to remote desktop into this machine. If we go to VM2 networking settings, VM2 is also having the same virtual network. So you see here in the network interface, the same virtual network, which is Azure networking RG1 VNet. Okay, let's go back to the virtual network once. So this is a virtual network that we were looking at, and if you see here, we have three different subnets. Okay, so basically three different subnets are existing within this virtual network. So overall, the overall address space of this virtual network is this 10.0.0./16, and if you see, it's been divided into three different subnets. One is called the default, and one is called the subnet 1, and one is called the subnet 2. Okay, now if we go to the virtual machines, VM1, right now VM1 is in default subnet, and VM2 is also in the default subnet. Okay, now let's just remote. So I have already opened the remote desktop for VM1. So if we try to ping VM2 from VM1, 52.229.207, this address is basically belonging to the public IP address of VM2. See, this is the public IP of VM2, and we are right now in VM1, and the request is being timed out, and that's just because of that by default the ICMP protocol is not enabled in the network security group. So we will go and just do that. So in VM2, Now we'll add a new rule actually, and the name would be ICMP has been enabled as a new security rule in VM2. If we now try to ping, still this is not working, right? So let's do one more thing. Let's go in VM2 and over here firewall, and over here yeah, so we go to advanced settings, inbound rules, and over here let's look at this file and printer sharing. Okay, and we will enable this. This is ICMP as you see. And now let's go back and try to ping this again. And you see here, so these two settings, and we are done for pinging from VM1 to VM2. We are all good, right? Now, what we will do is we will actually, right? So right now all the VMs are in the same subnet within the same virtual network, and hence this is allowed totally. Okay, what we will do is now we will make all these VMs in the different subnets. So VM1 will be in a different subnet, VM2 will be in a different subnet, and VM3 will be in a different subnet. So I'm just taking a pause, and when I come back, I'll show you the change topology. Just want to show what I'm doing over here. So I go to VM2, and in VM2 I need to go to the network interface that's attached to the VM2. So I'll go to networking, then from networking I move to the network interface, and in the network interface I go to IP configurations, and in this IP configuration I just change this to a different subnet. Okay, so I change this, this is VM2, so I make it on subnet 2, and now I will actually do a save. So as it says, the virtual machine associated will be restarted to utilize a new subnet. That's fine for me, so I save this, and then I go back and do the same thing in VM1. So my configuration is complete, and this is a good enough view for you to have a look at all the virtual machines over here. And as you see over here, the NVA, which is my network virtual appliance, that is a default subnet, while VM1, okay, so I think there is a mistake. VM1 needs to be in subnet 1, so I'll just go and change this once more. Go to this one. change this to subnet 1. So would take again a bit of time, sorry about that. Yeah, so we have NVA in default, VM1 in subnet 1 and VM2 in subnet 2.
And that's all for the first session. We'll complete the remaining of this in the next session. Thanks for watching.